Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And today is Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Those of you who teams have made it into the Super Bowl, I congratulate you. I will say, in my humble opinion, the Eagles and the Chiefs have some of the most annoying fans in the world. And so I was actually rooting against both of them a couple Sundays ago. But like I said, namaste, love and light, all that good stuff. I hope that your team, whichever one you prefer, makes it to this, wins the big football game. I'm very happy about that. I forget who's doing the halftime show. I'm pretty sure that was kind of disappointing as well, but we'll see. I don't know. I'll be at a Super Bowl party later. We were tasked with bringing desserts, so I just ran by Walmart last night, grabbed some cupcakes and cookies and stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let's jump through. I'm going to jump through all the information that you want to know about anti-gravity at the beginning of the show, and then we'll wander into whatever you guys want to talk about, whoever shows up in the green room, and take it from there. But obviously, if you just want to know the updates and the dilly, TikTok is the name of this episode, and I'll explain why TikTok here in just one second. Let me share my screen with you guys. There we go. And as always, the link to join is in Twitter and Telegram. So just click that link and jump on in. Very cool stuff. Check this out. This is our main page. In fact, forget this page. We're going to go to the lottery page. So if you go to agproject.io and you click on tools, it'll pull up beta.agproject.io. And we had a really good question about this from Aaron in the Telegram that we'll cover. And basically, you just go here to lottery, and in 4 days and 7 hours, we're going to have this lottery drawn right here, the second drawing, the medium drawing of Journey 2. And so this one's going to pay out 7,292 tokens to to people here on the lottery, which is equal to about 3 1/4 dark. So there will be almost just under 2,000 winners, and they'll each get about 3 3/4 dark. So that is an amazing return on the one dark that it took you to mint that fuel cell. And then, of course, 11 days after that, we have the biggest one. But another interesting thing is set to occur in 4 days and 7 hours as this goes on. The collective has declared that they will hack the evil address. They hacked the evil address and made it possible for you guys to mint the evil address's fuel cells. Right now, they've all been minted, and the minting window doesn't open for 15, almost 16 days. But when it does open, you can mint the evil address's fuel cells again. It claims it has hacked another feature of the evil address that is going to help the collective and help the users. It's going to benefit the people who are minting fuel cells. I'll put it that way right here. We're also working with our devs right now to make it more accessible to mint these fuel cells outside of the 11-day window. There will still be a limit to when you can mint and when you can't mint for the sake of urgency and scarcity. But we are working on a way to open that up to, instead of 11 days, maybe a little bit longer. So when someone comes here and they win the lottery, let's say you win the lottery, you get 3 3/4 tokens and you want to mint. Well, right now you can't mint until the next window opens. And that's kind of confusing and very inconvenient for those of you that have a life or are new to the project. Some people turned on to this project and they're like, hey, I want to mint. I want to get some fuel cells. And we're like, well, come back later. Come back in 15 days and 23 hours. And then, of course, very difficult to keep people's attention in life, especially in crypto. And so we're trying to make this as easy to use as possible. That brings me to the question here from Aaron. Aaron says, watching the stream and the latest updates, question, is there a plan to combine your beta domain with the agproject.io domain? For instance, instead of beta.agproject.io treasury, just have it be agproject.io treasury. There may be some reason to it still in beta that I'm not aware of or understand the purpose, but might be nice to have it all on the same URL. And I replied, that makes sense. You and no, he replied, sorry, that's the reply. I replied, great question. We would like the site to be as simple to use and easy as possible. We were using the beta site for A/B testing in the beginning, but now it makes more sense to integrate it all into one site. We've been doing everything on a contract basis with the devs because of our bear market budget. It would be nice to have a dedicated team, but we really don't have enough work to keep them busy right now. The community has stepped up with a lot of help for auditing and security and help here in Telegram. If anyone has front-end, back-end skills and would like to DM me, I bet we could find something that works for both of us. Great spelling, Max. And he says, makes sense. You and your team have done a great job so far. Love the gameplay and the price pumps and the ops of your project. I see a lot of good features and updates. It's a great value add to the Pulse chain layer. You're a great founder with skill. Oh, that's very lovely. Thank you so much for the kind word, Aaron. Aaron's like a brother to me. I actually know him in real life, and he's a mensch. He's a badass. He's a real one. He's a ride or die. He's a true AG OG. So thank you very much. Matt says 60 J2 fuel cells, one winner. Law of averages says I'm a clean up these next two. You're not the only one. There was someone on average that should have won 12, and I think they won 3. And so they're really excited about lottery 2 and 3. The good news is obviously that it is a lottery. So some people that have minted a little are winning a lot, and vice versa, because it is random. However, whether you win the lottery or not, you're still ending up with a piggy bank at the end of the day. And really, those fuel cells are what's really going to be cool in the future. Oi Pops, do I have to wait 10 hours today? I said, let's go. Good morning, Tracy G. Good to see you, Tracy. Smo Spiders in the house. Pulse Ray is most skibbity. I don't understand. I think skibbity's cool. I'm still learning the new generation's language. Let's go, Mr. Rock Chalky. And then 2 fingers pointing to a thumbs up. I like this. I like this symbol right here. It's I don't quite understand it, but I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go to something very, very important that also has a timer on it right now. And that timer, of course, I should have this thing saved. By golly. There's a tweet, which let me see if it's in general. That one, welcome to AG. Here it is. Here's the link to the X post to vote on the J3 art contest. So this one is pinned in the general chat. And this is my thread. So everyone that you see here has won 10,000 collective points and 1 dark token for each entry that they got into the finals. And here they are. There's Red Squirrel, and actually Red Squirrel has more than one. So if Red Squirrel wins, he and I will have to choose which one we want to go with at the end of the day. But here's Red Squirrel, and he's at 16 right there. He's at 18 right here. Here's Chris CHRSGK. He has 4. So again, we'll have to narrow it down to 1 if he wins, but he's at 13 votes right now. Smo Spider has 9 votes on this one, which kind of surprises me. It's really got the big guns and sex appeal. It's got the AG. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Triple Alliance sitting at 9 votes because I'm counting all the likes and all the retweets. So obviously the retweets will get you more likes. And then of course, Patrick's air fryers and stuff. This is a cool nebula. He's already got some of the logos etched in there. Very cool. 5 points for him. 5 votes for him. 6 votes for Cape Figure. with the anti-gravity. Your journey starts here. Liking that one a lot. And then Smo bringing up 8 points, which again, I'm really surprised with the demographic that we have, which is 99% male, that a chick that's basically in her underwear is sitting at 8 votes. And also 8 votes for the creepy monkeys with swords and the very well placed Dark Matter logo. And we've got 13 votes for this one right here from Zephyr Trips. Zephyr Trips with another one right here. He's got almost like an AI bot morphing into the anti-gravity logo. Very, very cool. 9 votes. Smo Spider with 9 votes here with the slow walking astronauts and the giant ass astronaut in the back that everyone has been asking about. And then this one right here is killing it. This one's 17 points, 17 votes for hand-drawn art from Chief. Chief's got 17 votes. It's very interesting. I like that you can almost feel the texture, of the paper, of the construction paper here. It says hand-drawn art. Very cool. Very cool. And I'm guessing this is either a fuel cell or possibly dark matter. But I mean, the biggest one, the biggest votes wins right there. This one right here, this post is unavailable. Learn more. This one's gone. What is going on here? Oh, this is CXCJ69 status. This is the one that was like a short movie. It's got 10 votes, and it had a lot of, it was almost like a trailer for a movie. It had a lot of really stirring classical music in the background, and maybe it was a copyright thing. I don't think X is coming down on copyright stuff. Might have been removed by the user. Not sure there. I might have to reach out to him. And then we've got another Zephyr Trips. This one actually has audio.
Project.io. Yes, sir.
Friday.
Check this out. The AG Project J 3 Fuel Cell Art Competition. Up for grabs, 1 million collective points and 10 dark tokens. Earn your place in the future of AG Project.io.
Killer. And that one's only at 8. That's crazy. 8. And here's one right here. The can one. Why isn't the can chief showing up? Unless this is the, this is because I tagged him after I tagged all these other contestants right there. And of course, Cave is super excited about his. So again, looks like the person in the lead right now is Chief with 17 votes. Yeah, about 17 votes. The rest are about around 6, 8, or 9 votes. So get in here, tell your friends to vote, repost it, and get as much information, get as much attention as you can to this. This is obviously a way to grow our community and show them how passionate and skillful you are. But then again, like I said, the time limit to vote is 4 days and 6 hours, almost 7 hours right now to vote. And once this clock rolls over and we pay out the lottery in the next drawing, that's when we are going. That's the time we're going to stop those votes on Twitter, and we're going to choose a winner, and that winner is going to get. I mean, all these guys have already earned 10,000 collective points in the dark for each of their entries, but they're going to win an additional 1 million collective points, which, trust me, that pumps up your rank really fast, and 10 dark matter as well. So check that out. Let's take a look at the chart. Interesting chart. This is the chart with the most liquidity on it right now. It's got $96,000 of liquidity, and we got a nice little pump up here and a pullback, most likely connected to Solid X and Ink, because this is so closely tied with Hart's Law to Solid X and Ink token. But it did bump up here to about $20, and we're sitting around $20 right now on this chart. That's pretty interesting. There's another one I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. Here's the Nostradamus chart. This one has our little teddy bear heads that show where all of the lotteries are, and right now the bulls are showing where the 11-day minting window is. So as you can see, we definitely had a dump here. We had a dump at each one of these bears, including this one. We didn't get the same pump on our J2 fuel cell minting. mostly because of Hart's Law. We had a nice dump here that happened in the market. Someone dumped like an insane amount of hex and pulse right here, which didn't help us. However, we minted more fuel cells and took more fuels off the market in J2 than we did in J1. So this is a sleeper as far as I'm concerned. This is quite interesting. And the fact that we didn't kind of break below our all-time low of like 12.12 or whatever it was here, that's pretty good news. That shows that the holders are holding pretty strong. And at the same time, we had close to $250,000 of liquidity up here at $100 and $80. And we're down to about 150,000 now. We're down to about 100,000. And you never know when liquidity can be pulled. We've seen a lot of people that are tired of being exit liquidity for other people, and for Hart's Law cutting against them instead of cutting for them on that two-edged sword. So, I mean, just keep an eye out. This is actually the pulse pair, which is held up by our 8090 whale, and he's holding it up with 6K of liquidity. Like he's basically single-handedly creating this entire chart. We've seen the mystery box dip in and out of this as it can, but again, the pairs and liquidity have been strategically placed and maybe pulled, depending on if all the stuff that the OA is doing right now, whether it ends up pumping the price of hex and pulse and ink or not. So that's an interesting chart right there as well. Good place to go every single day is Coin Market League. Follow these guys on Twitter, and then you can come in here every single day and you can vote for your favorite tokens. We give Dark a vote here, and of course we'll share it on X. Got to share it on X. Post that baby so people know that you can vote for that one. We also want to go back and vote for our friends at Carpe Diem. Those guys are killing it. They're the ones that are very, very helpful in a lot of aspects of this project. I'll just say good friends there. And then let's find the jacked up hex. Here's jacked up hex. It's got the P hex symbol, the E hex price, and it kind of has some information here. It shows all the exchanges. Someone put some time and effort into this, but didn't qualify. We should have two hexes here. We should have Pulse on here. We should have Pulse X on here. We should have ink on here. We should be like with the hexagons and pulsicons should be absolutely destroying this chart right here. And if you go to just Pulse Chain, we're doing pretty good. Hocus Pocus is kind of falling asleep at the wheel. Pulse Sinew, Hex Orange Address has kind of gone dead right now. But we should be here, and we should definitely. We were at 1, 2, 3 on the top one here for a while. And I think we can definitely get back up there. So go here and vote. That gets the word out. That's awesome. And then, of course, let's check our POGs. Pogs token is nowhere close to graduating. That was a goof that we did to see how easy this was to create a token. It's crazy easy. It's a great place if you have $1 million to pump your own token. It's also a great place if you have not tokenized your own community yet, which I tokenized my community with the Dark token to give you guys something to rally behind. And so it doesn't really make sense to try and tokenize the stuff over here, right? And you never know. Like here's Smo Spider. That could be her. It could not be her. Like anyone can say they're anyone here. They can launch any token. The really weird thing about this one is that there's like a whole bunch of copies of the core tokens, and I find that really confusing and not good for people coming that are new. Like they're like, which hex do I buy? It was already confusing enough having a hex on Ethereum and a hex on Pulse, but to have like 4 or 5 hexes and a whole bunch of pulses and pumps and a whole bunch of like copycats on here is just like you've got to be smart enough to know exactly what contract address you're doing. And here is an interesting place where I can give you guys a little bit of alpha that are watching today. This is the amount of fuel cells owned. There are 238,076 fuel cells. Obviously, the mystery box and the evil address are just the majority holders because they're going hard in the paint. The evil address is just hoarding everything. It still hasn't scraped its lottery winnings. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And then, of course, Wishwell has been very generous with both its tokens, its liquidity, and if you look at its transactions, you can see it's been given away on quite a few gifts of fuel cells also. So giving away some of these trading cards, these collector items, these piggy banks. And then, of course, you've got Randy Hilarski, which is just in full force, number one. I think he's number one on our leaderboard as well right now. Yeah, see, this demo account's number 158. But if you go up here, yeah, Randy's in clear number one spot, and our 8090 Ride or Die is in the number two spot. But this is interesting because the 8090 has more dark matter than Randy Hilarski and the Firewell combined. And you'll notice Firewell's not on this list at all. And why is that? Well, you see, the Firewell has not minted any fuel cells. And he was given all of his dark as a gift for, unfortunately, because we did sell quite a bit of Solid X and quite a bit of Nope in the beginning to pay our devs and get across the finish line. So we did have to sell some of their tokens to pay some bills in the beginning. And since then, as you can see with the mystery box, there's a lot of liquidity tied to both of those pair. And so it's been tied up and being put to use. However, like I said, he's not on here. There's 16 CD. This guy does not have a lot of fuel cells, but he came in really heavy in the mining phase. So that helped him. And then, of course, this is the evil address, and this is the mystery box. So 4 and 5 don't even count as far as I'm concerned. So really in the top 5, you've got one dude that's got quite a bit of dark. You've got 8090 Ride or Die. You got Randy Hilarski just kicking ass and taking names in their ranks. Second Navigator is the highest rank. And then, of course, you have, I believe, First Navigator. And where the hell is it? I'll pull it up right now for you guys. Let me show you guys the ranks. Here we go. Boom. These are the ranks right here. So we have Second Navigator, First Navigator, Chief Navigator. And these guys have the compass as their symbol for their rank. So Second Navigator is the silver compass. And then First Navigator, if anyone gets 6,666,666 points, they're going to get, the bronze, I guess we'll say, almost like a bronze color. And then the gold is the Chief Navigator. And that's if someone gets just under 10 million points right there. So we have people that are up here into the Second Navigator rank, and they're, obviously earning spacesuits and a collectible book, Rings of Dust, a book that we're working on right now. That's not deliverable yet, but we have patches and pins with the sunglasses. We have patches and pins with the lead technician that isn't listed here in the rewards, but we do have that. And so the next thing these guys are going to get is a backpack or a laptop case, AG branded. So they get that, but obviously they get everything up to this point too, as well. And then when people are going into the Chief Navigator, then you're going to get basically a basic laptop for your dedicated crypto use. You're going to get patches and pins with the gold compass on them as well, and print and signed copy print of the current Journeys NFT. So we had about 7 or 8 people that have earned the printed posters, the printed versions of the NFTs that have been signed and numbered and sent out to them. Most of them for finishing the book already. So, yeah, very interesting to see where people are lining up. But like I said, this is where we're halfway through this game, and we are rewarding. You're going to see a lot more of these points geared towards rewarding minting and possibly liquidity providing in the future. I don't know, but this is an arbitrary way. I mean, well, not so arbitrary because you can get these points by minting fuel cells, obviously. But as the game changes and as we're encouraging other behaviors, this will get different. And of course, if somebody hits the Grand Admiral, Grand Admiral gets a high-end car. High-end car, we're talking like 120 grand car, and a Grand Admiral hat. And again, that's 332 million. So, I mean, Randy's the closest, and he's about 330 million points off from the car. And knowing Randy, his patience and his attitude, he may be the one. Him or 8090 have the ability to really go for this one right now. That would be absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. And if you guys are looking for this rank sheet right here, it's one of the pinned messages in our Telegram right now. We did have it as a link on the site, but again, we're rehauling the site and renovating, making it more simple, easy to use, and so forth. So there's that. Boom, boom. All right, let's check the green room. No one's hanging out in the green room. We have Smo Spider saying dark, coinmarketleague.com/coin/dark. Good Sunday morning, Crypto Cat 46. I'll be voting today. I appreciate that. Smo Spider is everywhere. She is such a machine. That's me. However, yes, everybody would know, but Dev can link to X, etc. Okay, it's me. So that is her token. However, yes, everyone would know. Dev can link to X, etc. Oh, okay. So yeah, you can actually add your socials to this. So if you check your socials on there, let's do that. So if we go here and then we click on this one right here, Smo Spiders right here, you can go to where do you see your socials here? I think you can click on this one right here. No, holdings created. Pog. No, I'm sorry. This is me logged in. Jiminy Christmas. Let me go back. Go back here to Smo. Okay, so if I go to Smo, I can follow her on here, but I can also click on, where do you see your socials here? I'm going to follow you here. And then followers, holdings. So we have Lemons and we have Lucy, both right here, both with market cap around $1,000. But where in the world because I know that when you create the coin, let me look at this coin, Lemons. So if I go to Lemons, then I should be able to see the socials over here. Buy, sell, burn, tolerance, King of the Hill. Here it is. So under Dev right here, yeah, you can see that right there, but I don't see the link to your X account on here. And maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Let me know in the comments. John, Crypto Compassion, yo. I posted in Twitter the minute mark where KRJ was kind enough to go over and give his thoughts and TA about Dark. It was very, very cool. Appreciate that so much. I did promise to not take my shirt off in public until the Vegas meetup when they did that. So I'm going to hold true to that promise. I am not going to take my shirt off in public until at least March. Okay, so I will hold my end of that bargain. Yo, boss, at Crypto Compassion, Poorah, Smo. My poster is up on my wall next to Gandalf and Frodo. Whoa, bro. I don't know if it's worthy of being next to Gandalf and Frodo. That is a huge huge honor. And of course, we got a badass in the green room. I'm going to pull up right here. Dark times ahead, time to get bullish. What is up, John?
Yo.
Hey,
going
I
on?
want your take on something. I was going to get to this here in the show a second ago. Let me share this. If you go here to, obviously, here's our dark matter chart where we have our little 45-day bull bear cycle.
I love the emojis.
Yeah, if you go to the, oh wait, not on here. Yeah, I forget. I'm sorry. Deck Screener sucks as far as showing. It doesn't show an accurate version of the buys and sells. It actually shows you a version of the front ran buys and sells. So you're missing some of the wicks and craziness on here. But if we go to Gecko Terminal, you get a better idea of the actual spikes and stuff like that. But if we go here to Solid X, so wait, no, I thought it was on here. No, I'm sorry, it's on X and Solid X. So let me copy the Solid X right here and put that in here, paste. So when I was looking at the Solid X, it was Solid X and Pulse, because Solid X has a huge ink pair as well. But there's this crazy red wick, like insane red wick. No, it's not here. It's got to be the ink. It was on here, and it's also on the Dark X pair. So if I go to ink and Solid X, there we go. Let's go to the daily. Where did it go? I swear there's this absolutely insane wick here on, maybe it's Dark and Solid X.
Did someone scoop it up, do you think? Or
it looks like someone fat fingered it.
Oh, yeah.
Like it looked like someone tried to either add liquidity or do a limit order. It's not on here either. Maybe let me do Dark and X. Find my Dark again here. And the other thing is that I like Gecko Terminal better, but we did all of our information with Deck Screener first. So let me just copy this one over here and put it up there. Copy this one. Yeah, there's this absolutely insane wick that goes up to like $400. And here it's on the Dark X pair. So if you go to Dark X, it was here, and I saw it on one of the Solid X pairs as well, where I think, like I said, it makes no damn sense. It's not here anymore. That's so weird. There was a wick yesterday, one of these wicks, it was red. It went all the way up to like $400 or $500 and straight down. So it looked like someone, like I said, either fat fingered buy where they accidentally bought it $400 instead of $4. Or something like that. But I screenshot it and I put it on X. Like I posted a screenshot on X, and I swear it was the Dark X pair or it was one of the Solid X pairs. But it was bananas, like absolutely bananas. And I don't know where it went. I don't know if it was corrected or something. That's so weird. I swear it was here. Maybe it was on. Maybe it was on.
I like this comment down below. It's kind of memeable. Dark times ahead. Time to get bullish.
Yeah,
that's good. I like
that one a lot too.
Yeah, because people will be like, "Why are you excited about dark times?" And it's like, yeah, if you don't know, you don't know, huh?
Yeah, dark is good. Dark is the new light. Everyone, we've been praying for a little bit of sunlight for the last 4 years of this death march bear market.
Oh, geez.
And maybe the dark is what you're looking for. All right, Max with his top off should be the J4. And no, we don't need shirtless Max as the JPEG for the Journey 4 NFT. That is a horrible idea. Ask Randy Kolarski. Ask Vets in Crypto. They all saw me with my shirt off. They thought I was wearing a bear fur coat. Like it looks like I'm still wearing a sweater when I take my shirt off. That's a USD chart. Try pricing it in Solid X. All right, I'll try that. So here's Dark Solid X. Let's switch this baby right here. Boom. No, it's still not there. I'm not making this up. I took a freaking screenshot of it for hell's sake. But there was just this crazy wick on several of the charts, and maybe it was a blip on the chart. Now that I'm not finding it, but it did go up to like $400 on several of these. It went up to $400 on X. It went up to $400, $440 on Solid X, and it went up to like $440 on Dark. And it must have been a glitch, or I don't know. It's so weird. That's so weird. My mind's playing tricks on me, homie.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So what's cooking for you on Sunday today, man?
Well, there's a party we're going to go to later.
Nice.
We're going to hang out. I'm bringing cookies and cupcakes. So basically diabetes. I'm bringing some diabetes to the party. And really what I want to do is do our first book club right here, our book workshop, because we've gotten a lot of reviews on chapter 1, 2, and 3, because that's where everyone starts off. But then we had 3 people go through the entire book. And so I've been compiling all their notes, all the reviews, talking about, I really like this about this chapter needs a little work, or, hey, this isn't how you spell this word. Just really good feedback on the book. So I'm hoping to do that as, again, switch price versus Solid X. It says, does Red Squirrel, did you find the wick? If you guys found the wick, tell me where it is so I don't feel like I'm going nuts. Good morning, Pulse Ray Vision. Okay. Crypto Compassionate Crew, I'm here for the soothing tones, not afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the dark.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Yep.
I saw the wick also yesterday. Okay, see, so I'm not crazy. It could be an error, so they removed it. That's my only guess. It doesn't, that's the only thing that makes sense, because it was up in the 400s, and I thought either someone's making, they're giving us a hint or a signal, or someone fat fingered something, but I don't know. Either way, it's bananas. Throw a banana up in the chart if you guys think this stuff is bananas. And again, like I said, I've got there's some really good liquidity with Queen 2 and Dark. We can pull that up right here. I bet you it's still there. Yeah. So if you go to Dark and Queen 2, dude, there's 18K of liquidity bonded right here with Queen 2 and Dark right there. Look at that. That is pretty.
I think we should have more.
Yeah. We go down together, we go up together. And I think a lot of people, I've seen a lot of liquidity leaving the market lately because they're just sick of waiting for the core coins to pump. And so people are like, I'm tired of bleeding out, tired of just being exit liquidity for the entire market. Because if there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? And that's why I like, I'm so grateful for 8090, our 8090 well that has been providing liquidity and pulse from the very beginning, right here. And here's the dark nope. So we have a dark nope on V2.
Nice.
As well. That one's got 10K liquidity right there. And then dark and wrap pulse, he's been holding this down. Like 8090 has been, as far as I can tell, he's been the kid that's been really holding this up and giving people away in and out of pulse, tying us to pulse. And it's not really fair because it's kind of a way to vampire a token. Like a lot of people have come to me and said, hey, you got to add a lot more wrapped pulse. And I'm like, I would love to add more wrapped pulse. However, Pulse, Hex, and Ink are the only tokens you can sell without people coming to your house with a torch, right?
Right.
Like I'm not selling on Queen 2. I'm not selling on Solid X. I'm not selling on X. There's like all these cool, gelato for
right.
I got gelato. Why would I sell gelato? It makes no sense. It makes no sense to sell Queen 2. And so when a bill comes up or we're trying to make some moves, basically pulse the core coins are the only ones you could dump, and no one cares. As a founder, it's bizarre. I mean, it's crypto.
Yeah.
We're crying in crypto, and we're all trying to pump each other's bags. But we've been swimming upstream for the last 4 years, or the last 3 years, definitely since 2022. We've been swimming upstream and not making very much progress.
But a lot of conviction, I tell you.
Yeah. Let's take a look at King. So there's King 2 and Queen 2, right?
Yeah, check out Queen 2 though. Check out Queen 2.
Queen 2.
Yeah, I'm really, as much as I don't want to look at King 2, I'm really thinking Queen 2's charts looking, yeah, I'm liking that.
This is nice. Nice. You guys started at 3 zeros and a 5, basically. You're up to 2 zeros and a 2. Already you went up, and you looked like at the beginning you were going to go lick a penny.
I know, huh?
I mean, the bots. This is a lot of bot noise right here.
Yeah,
a lot of bots just trading and scalping their asses off right there. And of course, we got to put it in log, baby. Look at it in log. In log, you see much better support right here at the 002, 0022. There's some good support right there where it kind of wicked down there, kind of sat on it, came close to sitting on it, and then a good rejection right here on the 3rd and 4th and 5th Feb. So I like that. Now, what's the supply of Queen 2?
It's all twos, so 2 billion, 2222. I mean, you get the idea, Queen Pooey.
Yeah. So it's all twos.
All twos across the board. Now it's less though, because obviously there's the buy and burn with every transaction of buy and sell.
Where can I see the buy and burn of Queen 2? Is that on?
We are working on a front end for that to show the because it buys and burns also PTGC and UFO also. So we want to show those stats to that community to be able to, as the narrative begins to take hold. And I like the fact that you showed. I need to bolster the liquidity with dark, because I like the fact that like so much of what we're doing is we get excited about the idea of solid, like we're cheerleaders for Solid X, right? And in many ways, as the Queen narrative catches on, shout out to Smo Spider in the chat, as the Queen narrative like catches on, especially with like I'm getting a lot of traction with these women over in Solana, and we have this gal named Miss Snowy that kind of is in both. Yeah, she's in both of our shows
once, and I started following her.
Yeah, and she plays around in the Solana camp, and she's going to be like our bridge keeper of like funneling people from Solana into Pulse Chain, and many of them are women and queens. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is, as the queens begin to rise, you know how it is with liquidity. We want to support what you guys are doing, and so by the rise of queens and everything that the narrative is, it's going to help support the dark token. You know what I mean? It's going to help support the Solid X token. It's going to help support Nope. I mean, shout out to Randy and the entire Nope ecosystem that's going on, man. I mean, it's tremendous. I mean, you were firsthand down there in Panama doing your thing with all those founders and just ravaged people.
We actually came up with $1 million trillion idea when it comes to alien tech or fee or tax tokens. Yeah. And I won't say it here on air.
Right.
But it really is like a game changer when it comes to this these fundamentals and tokenomics. And it was a spouse. So we're sitting down there, we're hanging out, puffing cigars.
Yeah.
And I said, if someone can figure this out, and I told them the problem that we're having. If someone can figure this out, it's a game changer. And the spouse, I'm not gonna say whose spouse, but she's like, just do this. And it was like, holy shit, that would work. Like it was such a simple, easy idea that none of the dudes would have come up with. Because the dudes are all like 5D chess, blah, blah, bullshit. And she's like, just do this. And I was like, holy shit, that would work. Now, I'm not a dev, so I can't build it. but the idea is golden. And
Yeah.
I'll share it with you. I'll share it with you in the green room, and I'd also like to share it with Canadian Grateful and Gelato, because we're all in
cool.
the same little fam. But geez, Louise, I heard it and I was like, that's genius.
I think that we're gonna have I don't think she's in Solana, but Miss Snowy turned us on to she has like it's called like a lady dev bot, and what I'm trying to say is like we're gonna have her on the shit show here soon. But what I'm trying to get at is like the perspectives that the women bring to the table. You know, guys, like we get
They
so
just
like,
have common sense.
I know we just
Like-
kind of get like in our like
Yeah.
so much of our like
Yeah.
our just monkey brain, you know, kind of just gets in the way sometimes. And like,
But we're like trying to build missiles, and
I
we're
know.
like trying to build time machines. We're trying to change the world, and we're running around leaving lights on with our zippers down. You know, we're walking around with our zippers down on our pants,
I know.
and they're just like, "Hey, turn the light off, and your pants are unzipped." And we're like, "Oh yeah," because we're like, we just
Don't worry, I have a missile. I have a missile that I'm building. Don't worry.
For real, women are so needed in this space, and the women that came to Panama were amazing. And as A says here, Slay Queen. Slay Queen, love it. King Clint and Randy Hilarski, Queen Snowy, loving it. Queen 2, not financial advice. Queen 2 and King 2 are going to fly this bull market. Says Crypto Cat 46. My bags care. Afternoon. Oh, Ted Nelson's in the house. One of the homies that made it through the entire book in record time. First person to go through the book, I might add. And yeah, good to see you there. Sweet on Queen 2. I got myself a banana. Yes, bananas. This everything here is bananas. But going back to Panama, the spouses, you know, Ted's spouse, triplet dad's spouse, Fast Abdul's spouse, all these, my spouse, they're all there, and they're so freaking intelligent. They're so smart, and unfortunately, they know a lot about crypto because we won't shut up about crypto. So most of our spouses know more about crypto than 99% of the bros in crypto. Because we listen to Richard Hart, we listen to Randy Hilarski, we listen to Sloth and Crispy Man and all these big brain people, Crypto Coffee, and so we're light years ahead of everyone. And then they brought in such a cool vibe, and it was different than any conference I've ever been to. I'll just say that. Like they made
I would say that like us guys is obscure and weird as we are and run around with our zippers down and the lights on. Many of the guys, you know, check, you know, Fast Abdul or Triple Dad or yourself, like we all have these key attributes and gifts that are very special. And it doesn't surprise me that like the uniting of these individuals and these wives, it doesn't surprise me that the wives would be amazing because the guys are amazing too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, thanks for pulling that up. Yeah.
I was going to try to mute this long.
I think it's up in the right-hand corner there. There you go.
Let's play it for a second.
Yeah.
This is a badass song. Who wrote this song?
I'm not sure. You know, sometimes I think it surprises you how much like the community starts stepping up and doing crazy stuff that you're just like, whoa. Like, yeah, like KRJ, I know that you've been cooking with him, and we're gonna get some of your guys' characters from Dark up in the chat box for YouTube, you know, to come in, and
that would be so sick. We've had the evil address show up.
I heard that with Vibra.
Well, yeah,
right?
He like just shows up and talks mad shit, but he's been quiet lately, which tells me he's either scared of what's coming in a few days,
yeah,
or he's planning some more evil shit. That's my guess. Yeah, look at these, and
our golden thrones.
Yeah, and this freaking where did it go? 142K in liquidity in this market.
That's in the wrap, yeah, and that's in the wrap pulse.
Insane. That's insane. That's totally insane. We did an OTC with Queen 2, and that's where we put up our liquidity
Okay.
with you guys, wanted to bond with you guys. And yeah, I'm really glad we got that liquidity in there too as well. But it'll be really interesting to see who shoots up first out of the core coins and how that shows up on our charts, because that's all we hear about on PTGC, right? You listen to a PTGC, their moon math, and they're like, look how good we're doing in a bear market. Imagine how good we will do in a bull market, right? And you got your Proteus right here for swap. Oh, wow. This is this the same person that made the
Trade.King Pui.
KRJ? What's KRJ's one?
That one's the Trade.King Pui. King. I put it in private chat for you real quick. See
All right.
here. Yeah, I'll put it in private chat for you. The cool thing about, what was I going to say? You're right. I do have Banana Prairie coming on next Tuesday to be talking about PTGC and UFO. And I mean, oh man, I do have both, but I don't have like a ton. But we did obviously look at the tokenomics for Queen Pui, but yeah, just providing the just all the different pairs that you have in your liquidity pool. It's going to be fun to watch how. I threw it in private chat for you. It's going to be amazing how to watch the liquidity webs that we've been building, with Solid X and obviously with Dark and Queen Pui and just Rat Pulse. I mean, I think Richard's really gearing up, you guys. I think King's needing some help. We'll help him here soon.
Yeah. I mean, look at all this. You got chat, you got bubbles. I don't think we've got ours on the bubbles yet. I don't think we've added Dark to any of the bubble sites yet. I don't even know how, to be honest. Someone was
I need to look into it too.
That, but we have to get Dark in here so when it pumps, people just see that big Dark bubble.
I agree. Well, you just get so busy with so many different things that, like, can you just, you need to fork yourself. You know what I mean? Like, can we clone ourselves?
Yeah. You need like 6. One founder is not enough. Like, there's a reason it took Richard Hart 2 years to create Hex and another 2 years to fork ETH and make Pulse. Like, there's a reason you need a team, and your team needs a team, because there's just so many plates to be spun. You run around spinning plates. So look at Hex is up 23. Is this E-Hex or P-Hex? This looks like P-Hex because it's got the...
Yeah, and it doesn't say E-Hex on it, huh? So yeah, Hex is shining today, huh?
That's good. Yeah, people were peeing their pants over E-Hex. They're like, oh, it's up 200% or something crazy. And I was like, well, it does have like 9 million% to go to get back to 50 cents. So like, let's not change our underwear yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy. I hold a silly amount of Hex myself, but yeah, it's like, let's just keep feeding and watering this tree until it's our turn. And because of Hart's Law, we are tied at the hip to this. I don't want to be offensive, so I'm not going to say the words coming to my mind, but we're tied to Ethereum, and it seems as though Ethereum is trying to sabotage itself.
It's just like, yeah, sometimes it just looks like they're like eating themselves.
Like the Ethereum dumping on everybody, Vitalik getting dumber and dumber by the day. Just like, it's like, guys, seriously. And when we see those tweets from Richard Hart saying stuff like, stop your inflation, it's like, like, what does that mean for Pulse and Hex? Like, I
do like the fact that, like last week, I know that you had that kind of that look in your face of like, man, this pumped out tires is freaking kind of sucks.
I fucking hate it.
Well, I mean, as like founders and people that like put like sweat, time, and like blood and tears into stuff you're doing, then you just saw the chart just go.
No. But like I said, I doubt we will see anything succeed on tires.pump or pump.fun or any of those. Any site where you can make a token in 3 clicks has either got a whale that is supporting it and owns all the supply, like an OA,
Right.
or it's someone like Hexo, right? So Hexo's built up this credibility, and he's done all this goodwill, and he's been such a badass leader in the community for so long. Sometimes he's a kiss ass. I'm not gonna lie. There's sometimes that he like Richard Hart really could go knife and none, and Hexo would be like, that bitch had it coming. Right, like Hexo is like crazy loyal, and we love him, but he is a little bit. Anyways, I love him, but here's the deal: he's never tokenized his community. He's built this wonderful brand, this wonderful community. He's got a lot of credibility. He's got a lot of integrity. We can trust him, right? Like when that's the way I knew that Tires.pump wasn't a hack on Richard, because as soon as it came out of Hexo's lips, I was like, oh, okay. Like Hexo's definitely going to know if this is Richard or not. Right. So that's when I realized, oh shit, this isn't a hack. Richard just opened a casino. And that was way more confusing than Richard getting hacked. I was like, wait, what the hell? What world am I living in? But like, going back to my point, you're either a whale or you got a community. There's nothing that gives any of these tokens any value at all unless you as a whale are pumping them and holding them up, or unless you have a community that actually is going to bring value, right? And unfortunately, a bunch of that value was sucked right out of the core coins, free falling, like velocity, just holy monkey balls.
But it'll slosh back in, man.
It's sloshing back in, which is great. But when it left, oh my gosh, like I just wanted to take a Xanax and lay in bed and I don't know, watch Gilmore Girls. Like I had a complete meltdown because you see all this work, 4 years of work, like just start. And honestly, like, don't get me wrong, it sucks to lose money, even on paper. Like you look at your D bank, you look at your portfolio, and you're like, yeah, I'm killing it, I'm crushing it, and it crushes, and it hurts, it sucks. Like the dopamine and the cortisol, they are real, my friend. This is the part that had me spinning for a day or two, to be honest, was I felt like I didn't give my community a heads up like they should have had. Like I wasn't in the loop, so they couldn't get in the loop.
There was not a lot of loop to be in, though. You know what I mean?
There wasn't a loop. There really wasn't a loop as far as I know. But I'm just saying, I felt horrible because all these people that believed in me, believed in SolidX, believed in the core coins, were all experiencing the same stress. And that's the part that like got to me. It was like, oh, these people believed in me, they followed me, they listened to me, they put their money in core coins, they put their money in dark, and now like it feels like we're losing. Obviously you don't lose any money until you sell. I get it, it's a long game, but the truth is, it's like onboarding is tough. Onboarding is really tough when the price keeps going down, 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 even though that is when you want to onboard, right? That's when you want a DCA. That's when you make the money. You make the money on the buy, not on the sell, right? So
I'd be interested to see how Firewell thought about pump.tires. You know what I mean? But like, bottom line is I believe that the core communities that have the website, the Twitter, the Telegram, the community, the clothing, the streaming of YouTube, the continuation of just community. You know what I mean? Yeah. When the sizzle comes off the steak and it's no longer sizzle, and there is no steak and there's no substance, they're going to look to those core tokens and be like, oh, there's the sizzle and there's the substance, and that's the meal. That's the dark, that's the Queen Pui, that's the SolidX, that's the Nope. You know what I mean? It's
yes.
Randy's been in the trenches digging with Nope for a long time, building out an entire group of individuals that even has a first annual meetup in Panama.
Yeah, it was great.
That's substance. You know what I mean? That's not really just 3 clicks in a token. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And before people just clip all the negative shit that I just said, and they're like, Pulse Ray's gone. Pulse Ray's turned to the evil side. He's a shit talker. He's an anti. He's anti-RH. No. I have been seeing the positive side
Oh
of
yeah,
this stuff. I've been seeing that it's burning pulse, which is great. It's getting more attention. That's great. It's pumping our volume, which is great. Like that's
yeah.
all good. And if someone was going to build a casino anyways, in fact, people did build casinos.
They did.
People
Yeah,
already forked pumped out fun,
right.
and it just didn't get the money and the blessing that it needed until Richards came along. But at the same time, yeah, it is pumping up volume. It's getting people's attention. As far as onboarding and bringing people over from Solana, that remains to be seen. It's very hard to do in a bear market.
It's coming. And I was
Yeah.
in a Twitter space earlier today with all like Solana and Base, and they had me talking. And Miss Snowy always will bring me up, and she goes, "You guys, why the market's been red? You know what's been what's been hitting? It's been Pulse Chain." And like a lot of people were like, "Yeah." I mean, they all kind of conceded. They're like, "Yep." And she goes, "Whether you guys like the founder or not, he's gonna probably pump that chain, you guys." And then I kind of echoed it and said, "It's coming,
Yeah.
you guys." I mean, this is not like I don't want to be beholden to Sack Daddy or Middleman D, if you will, but Richard's in it for glory. Whether Interpol or the SEC, I think he's going to click the buttons irregardless from his castle. Like when he knows it's the time in the cycle, he doesn't care. I don't think he cares. Like there could be a manhunt for this guy, but he's trying to break everyone out of the matrix, and so I think it's going to be full sin mode here real soon. Like my spidey senses are saying, "Get ready, it's on the launch pad, you guys."
Yeah, and well, and it's also like I said, we're tied at the hip to Ethereum,
Yep.
like whether we like it or not. And it might take the Trump administration or the institutions to give it the green light, to give it the pump, because it's clearly not the foundation and it's not the leadership over there. They're not helping things. Like as far as like everything rhymes, we're on the schedule. Ethereum is the only thing that is not on schedule. Bitcoin's on
I know.
schedule, Alt's
Yeah.
on schedule. Even the meme coins are hitting when we thought they would hit. ETH is just like, it's just turning out. There's this funny meme where it's a racetrack and they got everyone lined up. Have you seen it? It's a race, just a simple picture of a racetrack, and they got all the symbols of all the different chains on them, and
Yeah.
Ethereum's like facing the wrong way at the starting line. And I had to share that one. I was like, that is what it feels like. But then that's what Bitcoin felt like back in the day. Back in the day, we had completely the devs in Bitcoin back in the day didn't make any sense. Like they had to have been planted there by people that did not wish Bitcoin well. I'm just going to say that. Like there were some devs, some core devs that were in control of Bitcoin, and they were just making the worst choices ever. And then you had the Mt. Gox hacks, which didn't smell right. Then you had the Bitcoin Cash debate and the Bitcoin war over who got the name Bitcoin. Like everything was meant to it was almost like they couldn't quite hack the code, so they hacked the community and they ripped the community apart back in the day.
Right.
And that's what it feels like is happening right now in Ethereum. It feels like the people that are wanting to see Ethereum succeed and improve are like, what the hell? And then you got the people like it feels like Ethereum's been infiltrated, is what I'm saying.
Where the inmates have taken over the asylum.
Yeah. Or the soy boys. The soy boys are thinking, yeah, okay, wow. Okay, let's talk some shit. I got the shit show guy on here. I'm gonna talk some shit.
Let's talk some shit, man.
Charles Hoskinson, you piece of shit. I thought Charles Hoskinson was 10 years older than me.
No, he's actually he's younger than us, buddy. Because we're like you and I are like the same age, but he's rocking like the 50-year-old look.
Charles Hoskinson is so bad at business. He couldn't run a hot dog stand on a gay beach. Okay? Like that is how bad that boy is at business. He couldn't grab business with both hands. He couldn't find it if he was sitting on it. Charles Hoskinson, now Dan Larimer is a little bit different. He's a little more creative when you talk about like the 4 or 5 horsemen of the apocalypse that started out in ETH, right? So you had Vitalik, you had Charles Hoskinson, you had Dan Larimer, and you had this is the one I always forget.
Polka Dot Boy.
What's that?
Polka Dot Boy.
Polka Dot Boy, yes, Polka Dot Boy, whatever his name is. So you have these guys, they're all in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
You know, like it was like the internet was coming out, and they were like AOL, right?
Yeah.
And all of these guys made the mistake of thinking they were good at business because they got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
They all got lucky. They all just had this perfect storm of wealth fall in their laps, and all of a sudden they thought they were business. Gavin Woods, that's
Gavin
it.
Wood, yep. Boom. There it is.
Boom, boom. All these guys had all this money fall in their lap, and they're like, I am a business genius. No, you're a nerd. They got lucky. You're just a nerd. You're great at math. I mean, Vitalik went on a walk and came back and figured out how to make Ethereum Turing complete. Like, he really is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to business or money or people, none of them had Richard Hart. Richard Hart is a dude that had to grind. He had to figure out affiliate marketing. He had to figure out how to run businesses. He had to figure out how to manage employees. He had to figure out people, like what the hell people want. And he was very successful before he ever found Bitcoin. So we come from a completely different world than Charles Hoskinson and Vitalik and those guys. A completely different world where he built something that was actually awesome, which is Hex, right?
Yeah.
And he's working on building something awesome on an L1 chain with Pulse. And he built a community. Like, everyone gives Richard Hart all this credit for all these things that he's really good at. I'm not taking away from those. But Richard Hart is a master at building a community, a loyal community. And shaking out, and sometimes, so a lot of us don't like some of the shit he does, and we're still loyal to him,
mm-hmm.
right? He's not batting 1,000, right?
No,
but we still love the man. Like, I owe him my freedom, right? Like, there's a reason I got inked up. He gave me my freedom and gave me a whole new life, and more than anything, Richard Hart gave me a community of people that I feel like are my family, and that's worth more than all the money in the world is this community.
So much of this community and the disciples of Richard feed off that ethos of being not only just intelligent when it comes to crypto, but also in the marketing aspect and the building of the community and doing the things needed to take on that ethos of building a business too. Because like you said, it's not like Gavin Woods, Charles and all that kind of stuff. And, Vitalik, it's great to be smart, but if you don't have that extra piece of component of the puzzle, that's just kind of like, maybe it's the outrage marketing or the marketing in general, or just that, need I say, a little bit of that dog in you. You know what I mean? You got to have a little bit of that
Streets.
Because when you go back to the golden rule, everything is about desire. You got to have that desire. You got to have that. Yeah. And like for Richard, that desire is so much like, he wants to be the greatest. He wants to be not number 2. He wants to be number 1, shining city on the hill.
He wants to be like the Michael Jordan. Like, there is no number 2, really. It's just
exactly. And so for Michael Jordan, it's like, no, get out of the way. Give me the ball. 5 seconds left in the game. I'm doing it. I'm not giving it to anyone else on the team. God bless you. I'm doing it. You know what I mean? And we need that. And we need that amongst other players within underneath them.
And that's the thing is, like, when you've seen Michael Jordan at his peak dunking on people. So in 2022, when Hex hit 50 cents, like, it just shut everyone up. It was like, no one could compete with the meteoric rise from fractions of a penny to 50 cents. Now, granted, I know that some of that sense was him pumping at the end, giving it just a little more anabolic steroids in the arm. I get it. I'm not angry. It was fun. It was euphoric.
Yeah, right.
And but then to see that player benched by regulatory bullshit,
right,
and haters, And, you know, just the fact that code is hard, like we all miss seeing Richard play. Like we want to see him get on the court again and go back to the 8-hour live streams.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
the guy he has to have gotten UTIs from holding his piss that long. He would stream for so insanely long that I'm just like, he's a robot. Like, he's either wearing a diaper or he's
I was
a
just
robot.
gonna say, what if he was wearing Depends, like just like sporting, like he's like, gosh, I'm not gonna tell no one, but I'm just sporting some Depends down here. I'm going for it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. You know, but he inspired so many people to build the community with him, right? Like for years, I basically would talk about everything Pulse Hex related, you know, and then I threw a lot of my support behind Texan for a while, and then I was like I got these ideas that I want to see done, but I mean back then if you even mentioned another coin, you were basically
I know.
shunned and ostracized. But I couldn't quit thinking, why hasn't someone added these like handful of tokenomics together into one project? And it's like one of those things it's either going to drive you crazy or you're going to give birth to it, right? So yeah, I gave birth to Dart based. It was inspired by Hex. It's inspired by WhatsApp. It's inspired by the Texan Treasury, where they pay yield without inflating. Like there's just a lot of things that kind of came together in my head, and I would mention them to people, and a lot of them were bad ideas in the beginning. Trust me, but there was just a bunch of stuff I couldn't let go. Just like with you guys, where you're like, hey, I want to see this thing exist in the real world, and you can't put it down. You can't let it go. It kind of, like I said, it's a mental illness. It's like mental illness bordering on passion, bordering on obsession, where you're just like, I got to see if this works. I got to launch this thing and see if this experiment has any legs to it.
You know, everything around us is comprised of an idea. This microphone, you know, this camera I'm speaking into, it all started with someone, you know, a woman or a guy with an idea and a passion and a desire to make that idea come to light. And so when people go from the realm of just being an everyday grinder, 9-to-5er, just a consumer, to whether it be just like painting a picture, you know, doing something that's creative, taking that idea of thought and manifesting it into something new. And we're just doing that within the ecosystem of blockchain. And now we're trying to figure out ways to like not only have it just be code and tokenomics, but like how do you bring in other things that are really cool within the real world and start bringing them into blockchain. And I think that's where like the cool thing about all these founders and developers and builders and awesome people like Smo and Red Squirrel and all of us just kind of collaborating and locking arms and knowing that Hex is the GOAT, but there's other things that we can all kind of build on this Pulse chain ecosystem that we're in. And that, like, it's our oyster, you guys. It's a gift. It's an opportunity for us to all stop this infighting and just start building this awesome digital nation.
I agree. I totally agree. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. A says, would like to see Anti-Gravity, Pulse Ray, and King Pui projects and people we believe in section. People we believe in section. Is that like on Twitter?
Or Telegram, or I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, if you could elaborate on that, that'd be great. Smoke Spider giving you 100%, 100%. Anyways, I'm going to cut this. We're going to jump in the green room. I'm going to tell this idea before I totally forget it. But let me just leave you guys with this. Money is a shared fiction, right? Money is whatever you and I agree it is. And without a community, it's just musical chairs. Like if you're a lot of the meme coins and things going on, it's just musical chairs where people are getting pissed and they're taking the chairs with them when they leave. So and they don't come back. But that's what I in Panama, which was beautiful, is like you had the networking aspect, which is invaluable. You can't put a price tag on hanging out with Walrus and Vets, Triplet Dad, Chris Corrigal, Bill from Actuator. I'm going to forget half of them, but there's just so many insane founders and builders, bright lights down there. And we're sitting, we're talking about all this stuff, and I see, and everyone's sharing what they're working on next, and it's blowing my mind. But what Randy was doing was he was building a community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the secret sauce of crypto. That's all that's going to matter 5 or 10 years from now is community. Everything else can be copied. Everyone's going to go, and everyone that's chasing a shiny object and coming here now, they're going to chase another shiny object and leave. And they're going to take their money with them. And that's okay. But the community is going to stay. The community is the only thing you can't fork or copy or paste. It's the community, it's friendships, relationships. And Randy Larsky is one of the best people I've ever met in my life at building community, real, genuine community. Him and Annabelle, I just watch them. When I'm around them, I take notes. When I'm around them, I'm studying the way they treat people, the way they keep their promises, the way they bring people together. I can't say enough good things about them. So I just wanted to leave with that.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah.
Shout out to Randy. Oh, goodness. We have somebody in the green room we're going to add up here real quick.
Bang, bang.
Holy cow. This is bizarre. Your Highness, King Pui, it is an honor to have you on the show.
This is beautiful.
Hello, friends. Hello, friends. How are you doing? Talking about dark today?
Yeah.
We were talking about dark. I couldn't believe you were talking about it on your stream the other day.
Yeah.
And it was an honor to hear other people talking about it.
Yeah, that was KRJ Crypto.
KRJ Crypto was talking about it, but the one you were on the show before that one.
Yes.
Yes, it was so good to see you. It's so I love the creativity and the passion that goes into your project, King Pui.
Yes, we're going to keep building. There's more stuff to come. I just wanted to pop in,
thank you,
say hello, and just listen for a little while.
Hey, full disclosure, this is a complete surprise to me too. I had no idea that King Pui was just out there ready to jump in here. Like I was just sitting here cooking on the computer. I was listening to your stream. I said, I'll just turn the camera on. Let's just come in here real quick, and then I'll go back to the computer work and just do what we do. The one thing I was gonna talk about too was just the fact that you guys remember to touch grass. I know that I get out of whack sometimes, and everything I'm trying to do is really to strive towards what Ty Lopez, the old guy from the Lamborghini in the garage, about the good life. And the good life was representing the ability to, we were talking about community, and you bring up a good point that outside of this community that we build on blockchain and the ecosystem, remember to get out and enjoy your family time and just, your friend time outside of this crypto stuff. Go hard, do your thing, get your stuff set up for, generational wealth. But if you don't have that family aspect and core things of friends and family outside of this, and you don't touch grass, I don't care how many T-shirts you guys have. I don't, you know what I mean? It's just not going to do you right. But thank you, King Pui, for coming in here, because I know that the individual behind King Pui was enjoying some sun and some palm trees yesterday. So shout out to you and doing the right thing by your family, man.
Yep. Next, I think I'm going to have my wife come in, and Miss Queen
Queen
Pui.
Okay.
Streaming one of these days. We'll be popping on. Whoever decides to launch a stream, I'm going to try to pop in, or she's going to try to.
I love it. I'm just hoping that the Oregon Ducks win the Super Bowl today. That's really what I'm hoping for.
I sure hope so.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right. Hey, well, let's gonna end it right here. I'll talk to John here in the green room for a second. Tell him not my brilliant idea, a lady's, female's brilliant idea, and then we'll go about our day. But thank you guys. We love you, and we'll always have that. We'll almost always have that stream up there. Look for a book club workshop roundtable coming up where we start going through the book and getting it ready for publishing. So love you guys. Ciao.
There you go.